Many businesses in our state right now are struggling with being closed, going remote, or having to drastically change the way that they do business because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, joining us right now is Jeff Ziplow from Bloom Shapiro. He's talking about how you can keep your business afloat, what you can do. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning. First off, I have to ask you, a lot of people who own businesses right now, they're asking, will their insurance company cover any losses that they have experienced because of changes that they've had to make because of this epidemic? If they've had to close, if they've had to go remote, will their insurance cover any losses?
So I guess the answer to that question is maybe. First, the assumption is that the company has business interruption insurance, and it could cover business losses, lost income, operating expenses, payroll. Typically, business interruption insurance in the past was predicated on loss of property due to a fire or some type of natural disaster. Unfortunately, in our new world today, we're seeing something very different, and this the COVID outbreak is something that really hasn't been tested yet as relates to business interruption insurance. Certainly, we're seeing and hearing that the insurance companies are pushing hard to exclude business interruption losses in connection with COVID-19. But given the massive disruption caused by COVID-19, and given the fact that, some businesses have been ordered to close because of the state, there is a case for coverage that could be made. Certainly, you need to talk to your insurance broker and an attorney. But those are some of the, it's an issue that really hasn't been tested yet, and I think one that, people are going to need to start thinking about.
So if a business owner does, in fact, have business interruption insurance and they've contacted their insurance agent, and as you said, they tell that business owner, well, it doesn't really cover that because you haven't had a fire, you haven't had any sort of problem to your business structurally, as you said, they might say that this is not something that's covered. What is the next step? I mean, I have to imagine this is not going to be the be-all, end-all when you just get the answer no. What kind of documentation should you be doing in the meantime as you're working with your attorney?
So I think one of the first steps is to certainly take a look at your policy and review the governing law. Different policies have different terms. Certainly the devil is in the detail. Really, from every policy is very different from one another, case to case. There may be available coverage in policies that cover perils arising out of actions by civil authorities or interruption of your supply chain. Certainly, again, these are types of discussions that need to take place with the insurance broker and/or attorney. One of the things that is going on is legislative developments. The political landscape regarding COVID-19 is changing quickly. What we're seeing is there are some states out there, in fact, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and Ohio, where lawmakers are considering a bill to force insurance companies to cover business interruption losses caused by COVID-19. New Jersey in particular introduced legislation to provide small companies being 150 or fewer employees, with business interruption coverage for COVID-19 losses, and we're seeing a similar bill in Massachusetts that would follow this similar type of structure. But we certainly don't know what the future holds. There are really a number of possibilities through interpretations of your policy or through these legislative actions. First and foremost, you really need to document everything. An interruption claim will assess how your business looked before the interrupting event and what it looks like after. But you're going to have to really make sure that you document, what your business looked like, not just a month or two prior, but for the past couple of years, I would recommend.
All right, Jeff, Ziplow from Bloom Shapiro, thanks so much for your time and the advice. Very helpful for our viewers.